Thank you, Senator Reid. On behalf of the chairman, I think I'm up next, and so I want to just begin by thanking all of you for your service to our country. And Ambassador, I'm just curious, in your discussions, you focused on the specifics of the treaty between the United States and Russia, but didn't really talk a lot about where China fits into this and about what the impact of an extension of 1 year would have. Can you go into a little bit more detail with regard to what your analysis was concerning China's role and how we should be treating it if there would have been an extension of this by 1 year? How would we treat China?
Yes, sir. And the administration, President Trump, has been in no doubt about how he would like to proceed. He said publicly, and as I've understood, he's discussed with President Xi Jinping, at least according to media reports, that he would like to get into a nuclear negotiation with China as well. And I applaud that. I believe that it's absolutely necessary. But I do want to place things a bit in context. The United States and Russia each deploy under New START 1,550 warheads, operationally deployed warheads. In addition, each has approximately 4,000 total warheads. So we do have, I would say, warhead superiority still considerable over the Chinese. According to public sources we have, they have approximately 600. I agree with Admiral Richard and with Mr. Morrison that they are quickly building up. There's no question about that. The best information I have is that by 2035, they will have right around 1,500 warheads, according to our Department of Defense, now Department of War. So we have the ability to work this problem. I say we have to be self-confident in our ability to work this problem over the next decade, including through responses that we make in the development and modernization of our nuclear triad, but also in terms of how we engage and interact with them at the negotiating table. I do think those two things work together and that we can gain success by having a very firm and strong approach to the modernization of our nuclear triad.
Thank you. Mr. Morrison and Admiral Richard, I'm just curious. I firmly believe that if we end up in a confrontation with either one of these two adversaries, China or Russia, that we will be involved in a confrontation with both. Would you share with us your thoughts about how we work at creating a deterrence, or what your thoughts are with regard to deterrence, recognizing that we may very well face both of them and that our deterrence has to recognize that? Admiral Richard?
Senator, first, I didn't have the luxury when I was at STRATCOM of deterring our opponents one at a time. I had to look at the collective. I am very concerned about the possibility of opportunistic or coordinated aggression, either between major powers such as Russia and China and or the regional ones. Again, I had to deter them all. And so the simple numerical comparisons don't completely capture the complexity, what the U.S. has to have in order to deter two peers at the same time that have to be deterred differently. And I think there's a lot of work left to be done in terms of even updating how you apply deterrence theory in a three-party world with possibility of coordinated, opportunistic, and ambiguous aggression in a way. All of that needs to be worked out. But I would strongly support what the Strategic Posture Commission said. Our current modernization program is necessary but not sufficient, and there are a number of obvious steps we need to take in terms of additional capabilities to address the threat I just described.
Let me just hit that before I go to Mr. Morrison. The B-21 stealth bomber, we're currently on schedule for purchasing 100 of them, with several of our other strategic forces behind in terms of the modernization. Critical that we seriously consider larger numbers of the B-21, which is on target, on budget?
Senator, I would definitely encourage that, and it's not only for the strategic deterrence role of the B-21, but the B-21 also carries a significant conventional deterrence role, and the nation should not have to decide based on limited numbers of its bombers whether to employ them in a conventional or a strategic role.
Thank you. Mr. Morrison?
Senator, I think it comes back to deterrence works, and part of our ability to deter is to demonstrate that whoever may choose to challenge us, including if they challenge us in a conspiracy or confederation, can't possibly win. And that's where I worry about the asymmetry between our nuclear weapons production complex and those of our potential adversaries. I don't believe that right now our complex deters aggression, including the aggression by more than one power at a time.
And specifically with regard to the B-21 stealth bomber, would you recommend accelerating that, or where are you at with regard to that? Right now, we're set up for 100 of them. Testimony before this committee has indicated more than that are necessary. Your thoughts?
Sir, I look at the world and I think more and faster across the board.
Thank you very much. And with that, Senator Shaheen.
Thank you, Senator Rounds.